Alright guys, Dokkan has dropped another banger. We have another set of select character Dragonstones, number 8 specifically, or red Dragonstones for short. And right now, there are 3 groups available this time, and you can make an exchange with 1, 2, or 3 select character Dragonstone 8s. That basically means there are 3 values. You have units you can pick up with 1 red Dragonstone, units that are worth 2, and units that are of course worth 3. And every time you do make an exchange, you will also pick up 2 Elder Kais as well, which I think is very nice. We do have a quick listing of some of the options, but we'll go through those when we do hop onto the game. We do have 2 character lineups, which I can't lie, they are called special lineups. There's nothing really special about them. We have a Reps Universe 7 category lineup and a Universe 6 category lineup. None of these units right now are being used unless they drop a out of the blue, completely left, extra super easy A for Fizz Kefla. Then none of these have any use, unfortunately. So here we are on Dokkan in the barbershop. We're starting off with the units that are valued at 3 red Dragonstones, and I'm not gonna lie, some of them are a little bit doo-doo. The one notable being here is definitely Strength Kefla, especially with hit leading Universe 6 using Universe 6 units. I know right now we're in kind of a dodge cancellation meta, although I do think there is some use out of her. You know, she doesn't have too much defense for the current meta we're in, but where we can utilize dodge and also use a Universe 6 unit, she's definitely one of the better ones, especially once transformed. Would I use 3 red Dragonstones on her? Definitely not. If she's one of the only options you need and you also have the new hit, I'd probably consider picking her up, I'm not gonna lie. Especially if she's one of the limited options you can actually use a Dragonstone on, or one of these red Dragonstones on. In terms of the rest of them here, I would not pay 3 red Dragonstones for any of these here, because it's just not really worth the value with the current content we have and also the current meta we're in. I mean, probably one of the better choices is definitely this Tech Ultimate Gohan, but even right now, he isn't really getting used. So that's why I say Strength Kefla is probably top of the list if you need her. Funny enough, I'm thinking about picking up Videl just because I don't have her and she does have an easy A, and that's purely for collection purposes. I mean, by all means, if you want to pick some of these units up for collection purposes, maybe you just don't have them, maybe you've been trying to get them for so long, by all means, use your red Dragonstones on whatever you want to use them on. But I'm mainly going for best value. We have a couple 2-stone ones, which are literally just SSBK and Tech Hit, which they're not getting used right now. Then we lean into the 1 Dragonstone valued ones, which I think are probably some of the best ones considering they're super easy A's. While not might be one of the best choices for the current meta, if you're still running in LR Broly's team, which is usable in the meta, maybe not as good as a few months prior, but still usable in the meta, and you have some of the big heavy hitters and you're looking for a slot 3 support with damage reduction, this guy is definitely worth the pickup at only 1 red Dragonstone. And as long as you kind of keep him out of harm's way and don't really get unlucky with super attacks, with like the big chunky 4 mil super attacks, he should be fine. Especially only coming in at 1, which will leave you with 2 red Dragonstones. Full Power Frieza is pretty good, but isn't getting used too much. I'd pick up Beerus. Beerus is still a great option. Again, I know he's not as good as when he initially first dropped with his super easy aid, but he's still great. You know, once he's easy aid, you're looking at guard, damage reduction, a ton of damage reduction as long as you're next to planetary destruction and I think movie boss category units. So another great option for in LR Broly's team. I wish I could say Kid Buu, but he's not really getting used too much at this point anyway. But there is a lot of options coming in at literally the 1 red Dragonstone. Mainly because a lot of them are older. I think top of the red Dragonstone list does have to be Int Buuhan. His super easy A is crazy. I do think Tech Cell slightly edges it, especially with the recent Strength 220 lead cell. However, probably one of the better value units you can pick up if you are missing him, especially being a newer player. You probably do not have him because there's just nowhere to summon for him. So I'd definitely pick him up, especially because it will only cost you 1. And then the other one being this guy right here. Newer players, if you are just hopping into the game where you are going to be lacking quite a few options for certain categories, and we'll pull up SSBK's categories, such as Pure Saiyans, which both 10th anniversary category units lead, Reps, Universe Survival Saga, Power Beyond the Super Saiyan, Superhero, this guy is going to be a great shout, whether it is a full 220 lead whether it is a 200% lead and probably even a 170 lead. The support as a slot 3 unit doing the type of damage he's doing, he's going to be a great option. And as I said, newer players, you probably weren't even about, of course, when this guy initially dropped, so you won't have him. And I know you can currently get him from summoning. Unfortunately, he's on SSBK's banner, so if you're not planning to summon for SSBK, or maybe you have and you didn't get him, do not use your red coins. If you have red coins, use those on units that are going to be a bit more valuable to you. I've already done a should you summon, but I'll give you a sneak hint. The only unit you should be picking up with coins on SSBK's banner is definitely Glorio, still a great unit to use. And then you can use one of your red Dragonstones on here. The best part about these is a lot of the 2, but mainly the 3 Dragonstone valued characters, because those are the majority, they're not really worth 3 Dragonstones, I'll be completely real with you. So you still have 2 to choose what you want to do with. So I'll pick up multiple 1 valued red Dragonstone units, and this guy should be top of your list considering his Super Easy A is literally coming up tomorrow. Especially if you did pull the new tech SSBK. Surprised you would have summoned for him, but he works really, really well with him. Yes, the abundance of HP sacrifice is a bit mad, but they work really well, they link really well, both great damage dealers, and he'll be in slot 3 with some very nice support on top of it. Gogeta's another great shout. Strength SSJ3 Vegeta's not a bad shout either. There's a few choices in here. There is a few. Although I would completely avoid, even though there's only 2 of them, I would avoid the 2 Dragonstone, red Dragonstone characters because they are useless. The 3 ones are better. As I said, there's just not really any of these units being used right now. And the special lineup just really isn't worth it from what you're getting. The only one I would take here is literally this Easy A Kefla, because at least you can get some use out of her if you did pull hit, especially because he does need Universe 6 units. So if you have all of those 1 red Dragonstone valued units at the bottom, I would definitely take Kefla only if you have hit. If you don't waste all 3 on her. The one thing I will do and will say to you is your best bet is holding on to your red Dragonstones until we get through the majority of the celebration to see if Dokkan drop any extra Easy A's, any Easy A's that are to come from the list of these units, because you never know, or any extra Super Easy A's they may drop. It's quite unlikely they're going to do another Super Easy A, but just in case, hold on to them until the celebration is nearly done. We've got all the content, all the Easy A's, all the potential Super Easy A's out the way. As I said, it's not likely for another Super Easy A because they didn't do it last year, but you never know. And then use your red Dragonstone. But then if you're planning on to use it and we don't get a Super Easy A, or you want to use it now, as I said, if you did pull hit, I would go for Strength Kefla as the only red Dragonstone valued at 3. I would ignore all the rest of these because they just have no use or not a lot of use whatsoever. And I would make the most of the 1 value Dragonstone characters. So out of any of these, if you are missing these, I would use them on Tech Beerus. Maybe Strength Broly if you don't have him and you have all the other big heavy hitters in LR Broly's team. So that's 2. Then I would also use it on definitely AGL SSBK. That's another one. He should be top of your list because he's literally coming out next week, especially again if you pulled for Tech SSBK and pulled him. That way you can save your red coins. You shouldn't be using your red coins on AGL SSBK. You can use it on Glorio, someone else you need, or save them for someone a bit more valuable and a bit more useful later on down the line. Int Buhan, because he's still very, very good, can be used with Strength Cell, Int LR Broly's team, Tech Buhan, etc, etc. Hopefully there'll be more leads for him later on down the line during the year. Gogeta's not a bad shout either. I would put SSBK and Int Buhan over him. Same with Strength Vegeta, but under Gogeta. So a lot of value for your red Dragonstone down here, but before you pick up anyone, just wait for the celebration to basically get near its end and then see what Dokkan has dropped content and Easy A wise, then make your choice. But the best value would be AGL SSBK. Then I would do Int Buhan, so that's 2 red Dragonstones. And for the third one, I would probably take Gogeta over the rest, just because if you do have the 10th anniversary units and you're a newer player and don't have Strength Gogeta Super Easy A, then at least you can make the most of him on the 10th anniversary LR's 220 lead, especially under Gogeta's support. And he makes a great slot 3 unit. If you do already have him, along with the other 2 being the best value, just essentially take the units that you don't have and you need especially newer players, you're definitely going to be missing a lot of these older units. Tech Beerus would be my next choice, just because he is just that good. And he's a great slot 1 unit. Maybe not as good as before the meta shift, but still a great choice. And then just pick up any of the ones out of the super easy A's that you're currently missing. But hopefully this video did help you. If it did, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, let me know what you used your red Dragonstones on. As I said, my best advice that I could give you right now is hold on to them until we get through Golden Week celebration, see any extra content Dokkan drops, then make your choice, then make your decision based on what comes out. But as I said, if this was helpful, show your support, and while you're down there as well, consider hitting that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, have a great day, and peace.